Seriously, there are even sources spreading this wild theory or rumor about the Yu Menglong case. They're claiming there's a video of him being sold on the dark web, and that this dark web footage has actually reached the FBI. If that theory or rumor is true, that's absolutely messed up. It's like they have no soul, completely demonic. Hey everyone, before we dive into the video, we want to announce that we're launching a brand new segment called Trace Your Story. For this segment, you can send us a real-life story you've experienced, from horror and cheating to crime or any other true story you have. Send us your story at Sean Varel, traceyourstory@gmail.com, using this format. Email subject, Trace Your Story. Story title, Your Title Here. Tell us your experience in as much detail as possible. Feel free to include any supporting photos or evidence if you have them. Optional contact, your WhatsApp number or another way we can reach you for more information. Don't worry, you can absolutely send your story anonymously if you prefer. We'll do our best to create a video and tell your experience. I'm really looking forward to your emails, and who knows, your story might be the very first one featured on Trace Your Story. Don't forget to submit your stories. I'll be waiting and can't wait to read them. Hi guys, it's Sean, and welcome back. How are you all doing? I hope you're all well, because today we're going to dive back into a truly heartbreaking case, one that leaves us with so many unanswered questions, and that is the Yu Menglong case. Why do we need to talk about this case again, you ask? Well, because in the last video, I actually missed quite a few rumors, theories, and details. That's why today's title is The Missing Rumors, Theories, and Details. Now, for those of you who haven't watched part 1 yet, feel free to go watch it if you'd like. It's been 1 month since the news of Yu Menglong's death broke, 1 month of massive censorship efforts by the Chinese authorities. The police were quick to claim an accident due to intoxication, but the public knows there's a cover-up. In the last episode, we only scratched the surface. Today, we're diving deeper into the heart of this dark maelstrom. We'll be uncovering the most haunting rumors, dismantling the frantic network of perpetrators, and discussing all the details left behind by online netizens' investigations. We are going to talk about the video from the dark web that is now in the FBI's hands, the staged drama at the Bulgari Hotel, and the most shocking part, the true identities of the individuals with the initials D, Q, and CY, the political masterminds behind this crime. Get ready, because what we're discussing today involves conspirators who are far darker, more sadistic, and directly connected to the power elite in China. This might be a lengthy discussion, so prepare yourselves mentally, because you never know how deep this hole goes. Before we dive into the discussion, I want to give a quick disclaimer. Because the content of this video might be a little more explicit than previous ones, please feel free to skip it if you feel uncomfortable. I have no intention of starting an argument. We are simply going to discuss the extent, the severity, and the truth of this case, all while maintaining the utmost respect for the victim, Yu Menglong. Let's begin the video. A month has passed since the mysterious death of Chinese actor Yu Menglong, a major star with almost 30 million followers on China's social media site, Weibo. A grassroots effort to dig deeper into the circumstances of his passing has been backed by people in both China and abroad. On Sunday, Chinese-American activists handed out flyers and set up tents on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to call for justice for Yu Menglong. Concurrently, Chinese authorities have heavily censored Yu Menglong's name across the internet. They have gone as far as blocking similar-sounding words and symbolic references to him. What is the underlying reason for the CCP's massive censorship effort? On September 11th, news broke that Yu Menglong had died in a luxury Beijing apartment. Within 12 hours, police had ruled the death an accidental fall due to intoxication. There was no autopsy, no surveillance footage released, and no official report. Amidst public outrage, the authorities launched a massive censorship campaign. The Chinese entertainment industry remained completely silent. Any mention of Yu Menglong name became taboo. Meanwhile, the Chinese social media platform Weibo announced a major crackdown, deleting over 100,000 posts, suspending more than 1,000 accounts, and disabling comments on over 15,000 others. The Chinese public isn't staying silent. Independent investigators have identified 5 key leads in Yu Menglong's death, one of which is long-term control. Yu Menglong was reportedly under the long-term control of his management agency. He had been trying to terminate his contract with TNU Media, a state-owned talent agency under Mango Excellent Media. Coincidentally, a top executive from Mango unexpectedly resigned last week. Evidence of money laundering. Yu Menglong discovered that his name was being misused in illegal arms deals and money laundering. He stored the proof on a USB drive. Political elite involvement. Yu Menglong's death appears to be linked to a coordinated involving actors, directors, producers, agents, and investors. At least 2 key suspects are believed to have direct ties to China's top leadership. Cai Yijia, rumored to be the illegitimate child of Cai Qi, and Li Ming, allegedly the grandson of former Chinese Premier Li Peng. The apartment where Yu was found hanging is reportedly registered in Li's name. The death pattern. Yu's passing brings to mind the suspicious earlier deaths of 2 other celebrities, singer and actor Xiaoran Liang in 2016 and martial arts actor Qiu Feng in August 2024. All 3 were managed by the same agency. The macabre exhibition. Shockingly, the shoes worn by all 3 deceased stars later appeared in a sensational exhibition held in Beijing's 798 Art District. Now, the details of this horrifying exhibition, we'll be diving into those later. So, you guys definitely stay tuned.
9月11号，于朦胧的中国男星于朦胧，
对的，中国男星于朦胧啊。
Now, there are some sources claiming a theory or rumor about the Yu Menglong case. The claim is that a video of Yu Menglong was being sold on the dark web, and that dark web video has now supposedly reached the hands of the FBI. But, once again, guys, let me be clear. This is a theory or a rumor, and it has not been confirmed whatsoever by any authorities in China. That's why I'm strictly referring to it as a theory or a rumor. Because again, there's no confirmation from law enforcement there. If it had been confirmed by the police, I definitely wouldn't call it a theory or rumor because, guys, I need to be really careful about this. Even more shocking revelations about Yu Menglong's death itself involve a leaked dark web video which allegedly shows Yu Menglong being brutally tortured and humiliated, including the moment his dog was killed and the final seconds before he was thrown from a building. The footage reportedly identifies 3 individuals connected to Yu Menglong's death. The actress Song Yiren, who was holding the phone and recording the entire incident. The actor Fan Siqi, who killed the dog. The director Cheng Ching Song, the one with red hair. Meanwhile, Fan Siqi and Cheng Ching Song are believed to be the ones who threw Yu Menglong to his death. The video was reportedly purchased by a Chinese national living in the United States for $100,000 and was downloaded from the dark web. According to commentator Li Muyang, the latest update confirms that the buyer has now handed the video over to the FBI and as a result cannot release it. The video has now been officially classified as evidence. The commentator also shared a screenshot of a private message from a user named Anti-CCP to the End, who confirmed that they were the ones who purchased the video for $100,000 and have now handed it over to the FBI. So, what are your thoughts on this rumor, guys? Is it legit? Let me know in the comments so we can discuss this theory together.
9月11号，于朦胧的中国男星于朦胧，
对的，中国男星于朦胧啊。
At 3:06 p.m. on October 11th, Tian Heirong broke her silence for the second time, making public the chat logs of her conversation with the red-haired director Chen Qingsong. Tian Heirong claims she met Qingson at the lobby restaurant of the Bulgari Hotel Beijing on September 10th. She is accusing him of taking their conversation completely out of context, selectively editing their messages without her permission, and then posting the doctored chat online. Tian said she immediately called the police, retained a lawyer, and launched a lawsuit against Qingson. At first glance, it certainly looks like Tian and Qingson are locked in a nasty battle, publicly attacking each other. However, commentator Li Muyang has argued the exact opposite. Li Muyang claims the whole thing is merely a performance, a carefully staged drama designed to fool the public and distract them from a much more shocking truth. Given the overwhelming amount of detail, we'll zero in on the most telling evidence: the payment records Tian Heirong posted herself from the Bulgari Hotel. There was one photo of a paper dining receipt and another of an electronic invoice. The thing is, they don't quite match up. There's an inconsistency with those receipts. What is it? The first glitch: a suspicious restaurant receipt. This restaurant receipt is seriously fishy. It shows that on the 10th of September 2025, Tian Heirong and Qingson had a meal at table 13 inches, the Bulgari Hotel restaurant. They ordered 3 dishes, 2 sodas, and an Italian cheese plate, totaling 1,538 yuan after tax and service. The thing is, the receipt looks pristine, not a single fold or crease. I find that weird because, in my experience, receipts get crumpled or wrinkled within a couple of days. If I stick one in my wallet, it gets jammed in with cash or whatever else, and it just gets beat up. So, do you think a receipt that's a month old could actually look that immaculate? It looks like it was just freshly printed, but that's not even the crucial part. What's more important is the receipt's timestamp, which says 7:17 p.m., meaning they had already been seated and finished ordering by then. However, the chat screenshot Chen released has a timestamp at the bottom that shows 7:36 p.m. 1936 on Wednesday, suggesting they were still actively messaging each other on WeChat. If they were already sharing a meal, why would they be simultaneously chatting online? Maybe if the place was totally packed and they needed privacy, but the receipt only lists 2 diners, so that detail completely defies logic. The next oddity: the electronic invoice from an Android phone. The payment time recorded on the e-invoice was September 10th at 21 hours, 20 minutes, and 26 seconds, with the total remaining the same at 1,538 yuan as the paper receipt. However, let's take a closer look at the status bar in Tian Heirong's earlier chat screenshot. Both Xi and Cheng were using iPhones. Yet, on the invoice screenshot, the status icons clearly show the Android symbol, meaning the picture could only have been taken on an Android device. Whose phone was that? Could it have been provided by a third person who was with them that day? Or perhaps someone inside the Bulgari Hotel? If that's the case, why would the hotel do it? Was it possibly to help forge evidence? In reality, Tian Heirong's attempt to clear her name has completely backfired, exposing more holes and, arguably, providing more incriminating evidence against her.
9月11号，于某的中国男星于朦胧。
这的中国男星于朦胧啊。
When the Yu Menglong incident first broke, commentator Li Muyang received a significant amount of material from one of his contacts, including video clips that are still accessible online. The recording featured a distinct octagonal floor pattern, a design commonly seen within the Bulgari Hotel. Informed netizens claim the video was undeniably filmed at that location. The man yelling in the clip is Fan Chi Chi, whom Yu Menglong also calls Fan Xiaohua. Critically, this Fan Xiaohua was seen trying to force Yu Menglong to vomit up a USB flash drive that he had apparently swallowed. If that's true, it means Yu Menglong was tortured inside the Bulgari Hotel, and certain people working there must know exactly what happened. That video essentially acts as evidence. And if the hotel then helped Tian Heirong and Chen Qingsong by providing false evidence, it means Bulgari was essentially an accessory, actively covering up the truth. This raises a terrifying question. Is the Bulgari Hotel in Beijing itself implicated in the Yu Menglong case? Meanwhile, commentator Zheng Fei from True Viewpoint offered even more disturbing details. According to her, on September 1st, Yu Menglong was lured to the Bulgari Hotel in Beijing. The suite was jointly rented by Xin Qi, now believed to be the mastermind behind the murder, and Tian Herong and Menglong was then held there for 9 days. During that time, he was allegedly drugged, tortured, had his fingernails pulled out, and was even hung outside the window. Oh my god, so you're telling me Tian Herong was only at the hotel to torture Menglong? She and these people are absolutely insane. So, if it's true that Tian Herong's electronic invoice was indeed supported or facilitated by the Bulgari Hotel, the establishment has immediately become the central, blazing focus of suspicion in this case. Bulgari hasn't released an official statement yet, but public fury has already consumed the hotel. Its star rating has crashed to a mere 1 star, flooded with absolutely scathing comments like, "You walk in standing up, you leave lying down, and the place feels cursed," as though injustice itself resides within its walls. So, what do you guys think about this issue? Honestly, guys, this is just too brutal to be real. I'm totally lost for words. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments.
9月11号，于朦胧的中国男星于朦胧。
这的中国男星于朦胧啊。
According to commentator Li Muyang, Chinese netizens have now fully exposed the identities of those responsible and other parties connected to Yu Menglong's death, including Song Yiren. The latest online investigator revelations show that her official household registration is located at lane 452 South Xiangyang Road, Shuhui District, Shanghai. She reportedly has 2 shipping addresses, one at lane 1333, Xiangzhe Mingdi, Changzheng Town, Putuo District, Shanghai, and another at Meiliwan Apartment. Number 168 West Yan'an Road, Zhening Road, Jing'an District. The expose also alleges that Song Yiren's father, Song Bing, along with the entire family, is part of a pro-communist fraud network. In addition, the whistleblower exposed 3 scam phone numbers allegedly connected to them: 177-1724-2291, 151-453-92638, and 887-217-47237. Following the Yu Menglong incident, funeral wreaths were reportedly sent to Song Yiren's home multiple times, completely terrorizing the family to the point where they are too afraid to return. Seriously, the ability of Chinese netizens to dig up information is absolutely astonishing. Fantastic work, guys. The perpetrators are clearly in a total meltdown, demonstrated by Tian Herong and Cheng Qingsan's awkward attempt to cover things up, and the paralyzing fear gripping the Song Yiren family, who are reportedly too scared to go back home. The simple fact is, the online public fury has grown too intense to be brushed aside. A friend of commentator Li Muyang, who works in the IT industry in Beijing, wrote to him saying that the huge amount of attention people are giving to the Yu Menglong case is already making a real difference. Right now, a large number of netizens, particularly those in mainland China, are speaking out through every available channel. These unstoppable voices are reportedly striking real fear into the hearts of the perpetrators.
9月11号，于朦胧的中国男星于朦胧。
这的中国男星于朦胧啊。
Up next, we're hitting a shocking new twist: the 798 Cube Art Museum in Beijing and those gruesome, bloody photos. A new suspect has popped up, hasn't he? According to commentator Dayu, the controversy began when a user on Gaud Map, one of China's most popular navigation apps, posted a review of the 798 Cube Art Museum in Beijing. This review included 9 shockingly graphic and bloody photos, each arranged in a gruesome, artistic pose. The individual who uploaded these disturbing images was later identified as Wu Yaotao, an up-and-coming pop singer currently under contract with Fame Juicy Cultural Media Co., Limited. In recent months, a series of strange coincidences involving Wu Yaotao has drawn massive public attention. On the 16th of July 2025, a video surfaced showing Yu Menglong outdoors wearing a blue shirt. Standing next to him was a man in white wearing a mask who was allegedly Wu Yaotao. On the 25th of September 2024, Wu and Yu Menglong both posted photos from Universal Studios Beijing. The lighting, background, and overall composition were so similar, it strongly suggested they visited the park together and are quite close. So, after Yu Menglong passed away, Wu put up a condolence post on Weibo. But the really unsettling part is this video clip supposedly taken through a peephole at the Sunshine Upper East apartment complex in Beijing that allegedly shows a few people dragging Yu Menglong. And get this, one of the figures in the recording looks a lot like Wu Yaotao. Seriously, if that's true, it means Wu was one of the attackers, right? Or maybe the one who finished the job? What's your take on this? On top of that, an outdoor surveillance recording taken the night Menglong was supposedly murdered allegedly shows Wu's silhouette popping up again, making him the newest prime suspect in the case. Getting back to that photo, Wu posted on Gaode Map a netizen made a chilling discovery. The bones, clothing, and canvas shoes in that picture supposedly belong to Chao Renliang, an actor from the same company as Yu Menglong, who tragically died back in 2016. The 798 Cube Art Museum, located at number 4 Juxiang Chao Road in Beijing's Chaoyang District within the 798 Art District Creative Plaza, was reportedly the venue for Yu Menglong's solo photography exhibition scheduled from September 6 to 11. As early as June 6, Yu had checked in and taken photos there to promote his show, posting them on Xiaohongshu. After Yu's death, the exhibition was abruptly canceled, and his check-in post quietly vanished. Even more haunting, on the exact same day Yu Menglong's exhibition was set to open, September 6th, Wu Yaotao also checked in on Gaode Map, uploading the above gruesome photo and recommending the museum, writing, "This place is really good, the parking is convenient, and the tickets are cheap." What do you all think about this issue? Is it true? Let me know in the comments below.
9月11号，于朦胧的中国男星于朦胧。
这的中国男星于朦胧啊。
Netizen specifically pointed out that Tian Hairong's husband, Xu Ming, runs a company involved in the production of plastinated human body specimens. The 798 Cube Art Museum, they allege, isn't just hiding ordinary secrets, it is suspected of being involved in shocking crimes linked to the Chinese Communist Party. Could the real reason behind Tian Hairong and Zheng Qingsong's bizarrely synchronized behavior finally be coming to light? Was it all a calculated performance, designed to divert public attention from something far darker? As previously reported, Tian Hairong's husband, Xu Ming, was the former chairman of the Dalian Shide Group. He was the primary financier for Bo Xilai, and essentially served as Bo Guogua's personal ATM. Xu Ming was responsible for arranging airfare and accommodations for Bo Xilai's son, Bo Guogua, to study overseas. However, when Bo Xilai fell from power, Xu Ming went down with him. He died suddenly in prison on the 4th of December 2015, widely believed to have been silenced to take countless secrets to the grave. Going back to August 1994, Xu Ming launched his Dalian Shide plastic industry company. Then, as 1999 rolled around, Jiang Zemin unleashed his vicious persecution against the spiritual practice of Falun Gong, and Bo Xilai immediately emerged as one of the campaign's most brutal executioners. Unsurprisingly, soon after, the world's largest plastination plant materialized in Dalian. While the founder, Gunther von Hagens, claimed the bodies were officially sourced from the city, subsequent witnesses came forward to assert that the majority actually belonged to persecuted Falun Gong practitioners.
9月11号，于朦胧的中国男星于朦胧。
这的中国男星于朦胧啊。
Okay, for the next segment, I've compiled all the information from commentator Li Luyang's videos. Because so many of you have been reaching out and asking where to get his videos and have trouble finding them, I've created this comprehensive summary of a few of Li Muyang's key videos. So, on September 24th, a friend from mainland China suggested that there were two reasons behind Yu Menglong's death. One was that he was a victim of a political struggle, and the other was that the Xi faction had been controlling him for years. Given the context, I believe Xi here refers to Xi. Let's dive in to the first reason. The friend suggested that Yu Menglong was a victim of political infighting. The anti-Xi faction knew they were going to torture and kill Yu Menglong, so they had professional equipment set up early on to record everything. The circulating videos online were absolutely not recorded by paparazzi. They were obtained using military-grade methods. This friend pointed out that for the sound to be captured from that distance, it would be impossible for an ordinary paparazzo. Paparazzi usually film from a building floor directly opposite, whereas they, the military side, recorded from several blocks away. What's more, the leaked audio has an echo, which indicates the distance was very significant. Let me just clarify something here. I had previously shared some videos with you, including the one confirmed yesterday, where Fan Shiki made a vulgar threat telling Yu Menglong to handle it or put up with it. There was also another video where someone threatened Yu Menglong to hand over the stuff. Some netizens suggest the person speaking those words is Fang Li, but others argue that it's not. Whether or not that's true, I think we should really get a professional voice analysis expert to compare it. That's not a very difficult thing to do. Setting aside whether the person is Fang Li or not, these recordings are incredibly clear. Who actually made them? Could it have been one of the people involved in the case? It's possible, but would they really publicize what they recorded? I think that possibility is extremely low. Criminals rarely ever release evidence of their own crimes. Could paparazzi have recorded it? There's a slight chance, but that possibility is also very slim. While paparazzi can capture visuals from a distance, it's hard for them to record clear audio from inside a building. Genuinely involves using every possible means. They'll stop at absolutely nothing. They will employ any method to gather compromising black material on their political opponents. The email claims that the entire Yangguang Shandong complex is owned by Kai Chi or his close associates, comrades. That's why the anti-Xi faction had to film from behind some blocks of buildings. They couldn't actually get inside the complex, which is controlled by Kai Chi. Additionally, everyone in the complex heard a very loud crashing sound. The woman pedestrian who saw it reportedly screamed hysterically. There is a video of it on the internet, but the entire complex has been silenced. My friend also speculates that the entire complex might be guarded by armed personnel. Apparently, when Qiao Renliang was beaten and tortured to death, Wang Xikong brought armed personnel to threaten those watching the live stream of the murder to keep them from leaving. The scene was supposedly so that some of the wealthy and powerful kids wanted to leave. However, this friend also mentioned that they haven't verified if there were armed personnel at the Yangguang Shandong complex and that it still needs further checking. Next, my friend brought up the second reason, that Yu Menglong has been controlled by the Xi faction, CPI, for ages. He stated that this is why he claims Yu Menglong was orderly before age 25, and then for the next 12 years, they had him dancing to their tune. This friend pointed out that the root of all this, including the Qiao Renliang situation, is due to their dates of birth. The friend wrote, "The emperor wants to be emperor for life and wants to live forever. Since the scientific path isn't working, they can only turn to superstition. Supposedly, the richer and more powerful a person becomes, the more superstitious they get. Otherwise, the White Dragon King wouldn't be worshipped as a deity by wealthy business people and celebrities." The White Dragon King mentioned here, based on my research, most likely refers to Chow Yamnam, an overseas Chinese spiritual leader in Thailand who is now deceased. Apparently, when he was alive, there were many supernatural stories surrounding him, which is why he was trusted by major film and television stars from Hong Kong and Taiwan, including Tony Leung, Aaron Kwok, and Shu Qi. He was extremely influential across Southeast Asia. The friend in the email also reminded me that if I follow the Yu Menglong case, there is one thing I am bound to question. Why did they change, wash, and hang out to dry the clothes of the people they tortured? Because the colors of the clothes have specific meanings. The email further stated that they had a dress rehearsal for the murder of Yu Menglong and Kiao Renliang. Both Yu and Kiao knew they were going to die. Yu tried to save himself more than once during a live stream. Kiao Renliang's Weibo post before his death also featured an image hinting that he would be mutilated. These images have been saved by netizens and are reportedly searchable online. Honestly, there are just so many rumors and theories circulating in commentator Li Muyang's video, like the one about the leaked autopsy report and the contents are supposedly absolutely inhumane. I genuinely can't even put it into words. Underneath that video, there are also a ton of comments from Chinese netizens. And if those comments are true, well, they suggest a level of cruelty that makes me think even demons wouldn't be that evil. You know what I mean? I don't know, guys. It's incredibly difficult to figure out what's real and what's just a rumor. None of this makes any sense to me. So, guys, that brings us to the end of today's discussion. What are your thoughts on all of this? Do you believe all these events are real, or are they merely rumors, theories, and behind-the-scenes speculation? Which parts do you find credible, and which parts do you think are just pure fabrication? I'll leave the rest up to you. Because what's certain is that up until now, there has been no official confirmation from the police. But as lawyer Yan Ruicheng stated, it's impossible for a case of this magnitude to be closed in such a short period of time. And the police themselves also affirmed irresponsible rumors created solely to seek attention have harmed the victim's family and have a negative impact on society. With these two quotes, we can see that there are still many unanswered questions surrounding this case. Before we wrap up this video, please allow me to express my deepest condolences for Yu Menglong, Alan Yu. May he find peace in the best place, far from all the noise and speculation currently surrounding him. He was a gifted individual, beloved by many, and will always be remembered not for the way he left, but for the light he brought into the entertainment world. I also want to sincerely apologize if there were any errors in name pronunciation, information, or anything that might have caused discomfort during this video. All discussions were presented solely to broaden perspectives, not to offend or complicate the situation. Thank you to everyone who watched until the very end. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Until next time, always remember to think critically and please send your best wishes to Yu Menglong.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun.